And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It is September 29th. 30 days have September, April, June, and November. Wednesday is my birthday. 65. I squatted 300 pounds yesterday. I could have done 400. No, really. Anyway, my recommendation, do not let age get you. I'm not. Anyway, hope you had a good weekend. I did not have a good weekend. My Mets, the $340 million Mets, a complete, unbelievable collapse. They were the number one team in baseball 3 months ago and change. They did not make the playoffs, and in the final game, all they had to do was win. They did not score a run. Very depressed. My Giants won. We'll take that. But the Mets thing, I also want to mention tonight, I need Garrett Wilson of the Jets to just get any combination of a touchdown does it, 40 yards does it, 5 catches does it. I win another week and I stay undefeated in my fantasy football league. Name of my team is Reese's Pieces because my grandson's name is Reese with a C. And that is, no, it's not. I forgot the Ryder Cup. Kudos to the Americans. What an almost unbelievable comeback on Sunday. But to the minority of people that were nothing more than vile ass clowns as spectators, go screw. What is the matter with people? It's golf. Do you hear some of the things people were saying? It's golf. You ever notice they have post videos of people getting into fights? And I mean big fights in the stands because one's rooting for one team and one rooting for the other. What is the matter with people? I saw a video the other day. Somebody got the crap beat out of them, knocked out unconscious because he was for one baseball team. I don't know what's wrong with people. Y'all ease up, man. Anyway, congratulations to the Americans for an unbelievable almost comeback on Sunday. And, of course, the Europeans did win. And I got to single out Rory McIlroy. After it was all over, I thought it was a class act. He threw a few F-bombs back at the spectators. They earned it. I like what he did after. Like what he said. And I believe the next Ryder Cup's in Ireland. I may have to go to that one. Anyway, hope you had a good weekend. That is your sports edition of the Investor's Edge show. And we need Garrett Wilson. In case you don't know, this really is serious talk on everything affects you. We'll do the markets, we'll do the economy, your job, your industry, anything that moves the needle. The Morlocks in D.C. that they're fighting over now, government shutdown. Do not forget, none of them care about you. They're all making themselves rich. $2 trillion yearly deficits, including President Trump also. And he's going to, you know what, he may run $2.5 trillion this year. But don't worry, he's a conservative. Yeah, sure, right. And again, they're fighting over now another government shutdown, whatever. A fake government shutdown. And if you'd like to listen to our show, you don't get this show in your city, we'll post it at GaryK.com, also on our X feed. And if you don't follow us on X, you should. We'll also post it on the YouTube channel of Biz TV and all the podcast apps. And that's Muy Importante if we are not in your city. And if you'd like to email us, just be nice. If you like Hamas, do not email us. Thank you. And now we segue. The president's putting tariffs on furniture stocks, furniture companies, so the furniture stocks got hit. The president put out a post about the benefits of marijuana and CBD. Boy, that irritates the hell out of me. The marijuana stocks had a strong day today. And then there's this. As you know, we feel our number one job is protect capital. And one of the things we have professed forever is be careful about the froth and speculation. Be careful about companies with no sales. And there's a ton of them that actually trade. There's a ton of no sales companies. When I started in this industry, I was in a penny stock firm. We used to bring companies public that actually had 2 or 3 million in sales. But no, on Wall Street, from the biggest companies, they are bringing a bunch of stuff. And I just want to mention some things to you today, in case you didn't know. You see, a company called Moon Lake Immunotherapy was down 90% today. It closed yesterday, Friday, at $62. It closed today at $6.25. No, we're not making this up. It's a biotech company with no sales. It came out as a SPAC in 2020. Not kidding. Down 89.93%. Oh, I'm not done. How about IO Biotech, symbol IOBT, was down 76.97% today. It closed Friday at $1.48. It closed today at 36 cents. Another no sales biotech. Came out at $14 in 21. Again, closed at 36 cents. Oh, I'm not done. How about Applied Therapeutics? Was down 50.72% today. Closed Friday at $1.24. It closed today at 61 cents. Oh, by the way, this stock in 2019 was $59. Closed at 61 cents. What do the three have in common? They are all no sales companies. By the way, we are not ripping the companies. We have nothing against the companies. They're development stage. They're trying to come out with drugs that will be great for you and I. The problem, as I've always said, they shouldn't be in the public domain. By the way, they had buy recommendations on them. No, not kidding. Buy recommendations by high-paid analysts on no sales companies that dropped between 50 and 90% today. 3 names. Oh, but Gary, don't they need money? You go public to, develop things. They should do it in the private sector. Oh, private, away from the markets. That's what they should be doing. We hope you've been listening. But, as we have also told you, full and fair disclosure, there have been some biotechs bought out for $5-6 billion, and we miss those. Merus, symbol MRUS, biotech company, loses a ton of money, very little in sales. been public since 2016. Was up today 36%. It was bought out for $6.5 billion, even though they have very little in sales and lose a ton. They are a Netherlands company, developer of biospecific antibody therapeutics to treat or potentially cure cancer patients. They were bought out. The opposite end, up next. We'll put a bow tie on that and do the rest of the market. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. So, full and fair disclosure, there was one that was actually bought out. But a 90%? What'd I say, a 60 and a 50? And here's the rub. And by the way, excuse my French, it really pisses me off that any analyst, any company has buy recommendations on this. I'm going to be a good guy and not mention names. But here's one. The Moon Lake Therapeutics, that's down 90% overnight, by the way, on a gap. Here's a company, a very well-known company, with an analyst that went from a buy to a hold. Gee, you're down 90%? Hold. Here's another one. Same thing. Another company that you would recognize. Buy to a hold. Hey, just so you know, you could still hold it. Why don't they say sell? Oh, because it's down 90% already, right? Imagine going from $62, closing at $6.25. By the way, open there. Buy to a hold. Then the next one. How about this one? From a buy to a neutral. Hey, you're down 90%. We're neutral. Shouldn't they go from a buy to absolutely disgusted, not neutral? And then last one I see here, an outperform to a sector perform. What the hell does that mean? Let me repeat. It really pisses me off that anybody has buy recommendations on companies with no sales, and we are seeing a bunch of it in the nuclear stocks now, in the drones, in the robo-taxis. No sales. And by the way, there's a bunch of public drone companies and quantum companies and robo-taxi companies and nuclear companies. What, are they all going to be successful? Hell no. But let's have buy recommendations. We do not tell you all this for our health. We tell you all this because parts of Wall Street are very screwy. And we do not believe these no-sales companies. Well, we told you what we did. We started in the business at a penny stock firm, which, by the way, got censured and fined. We would do these blind pool SPACs, bring companies out with $3 million, and they had sales. These companies that are being foisted upon you by the mucky mucks, the greatest companies on earth, these investment bankers, the big names, are just putting out crap. And again, we're not talking the companies, we're talking about the stocks. And of course, the other part of the equation we've been telling you about is they've been opening up these IPOs hot, and they're crashing. You ready? KLAR. You were hyped on that one. Klarna. $40 deal opens at 57. 2.5 weeks later, 38. How about Figma? $33 deal had you up at $142 within a day. $53 today, 4 weeks later. We're not making this up. How about 9 days ago? Gemini Space Station, $28 deal. They opened up at 46. It's 24, 9 days ago. That's almost 50% in 9 days. How about Chime? Chime Financial, another one that loses a ton. $27 deal opened up at 44. 20. That's more than 50%. StubHub, you know that one. $23.50 deal. First day, 28. $17.26. 8 days later. So they're also doing a horrible job of the initial public offerings. By the way, I have about 15 others that have done the same. So I hope you listened to us on that also and waited it out. And just so you know, I watch things. And just so you know, they've been touting these things as they come out. And you got buried. We'll let you know if that changes. What else going on today? Bitcoin, real strong bounce. Ethereum, bounce too, not as strong. But brought a bunch of things along. Robinhood today attaches itself a little bit to Bitcoin. Up 11% today, Robinhood. 11%. And up another percent in the aftermarket. Both Bitcoin and Ethereum still below the 50-day moving average, but today will go a long way in getting it back above. In case you don't know why they've been hyping you on Bitcoin like crazy, it is trading where it did last December. A little bit higher now. As of this morning, last December. But good day today. Out of the chute today, good day. That AI type, semiconductor type of stuff. Good day. And there are names starting to really pop up that we know about, but look like they may want to go again. I'm going to mention some to you, but we are not telling you to buy them, sell them, short them, or cover them. We're letting you know very good relative strength and potentially good patterns in Carvana, DoorDash, and today we warned you, artificial intelligence announcements by Shopify and Etsy. Both had very strong days today. Shopify is doing something with Etsy with ChatGPT for payments. And I'm thinking to myself, is that a big deal? Well, it was big deal enough for Etsy to go up $10 to 74 and change. And Shopify to go up $9 to 149. I got to investigate that news tonight. Up next, more in depth into the markets. Much more. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. By the way, if I sound like I'm in a mood, the Mets had an adjusted payroll this year of $342 million, and they didn't make the playoffs. By the way, they're the second highest in the Major League Baseball. I'm pretty sure the Dodgers are number one. But they're in the playoffs. And by the way, total cash outlay was $395 million. That do not include the luxury tax payments, which will increase the number to $430 million. And they didn't make the playoffs. I'd like to say there's always next year, but I say that every year. Dow was up 68 today, was down 100. In the Dow today, Caterpillar up almost 6. And not NVIDIA up 3.5%, Microsoft up 3.5%. Not much else. IBM was down 4.5%. Remember that rallied up last week on quantum stuff? Whatever. S&P up 17, NASDAQ 107, NASDAQ 100 107. And in that group, good day for a bunch of the AI semis. They came in a little bit by the end of the day, but good day. And as I mentioned to you, Carvana, strong day. DoorDash, strong day. AppLovin and APP, strong day. Robinhood, strong day. I mentioned to you Etsy and Shopify. How about TKO that owns the WWE? Strong day. Roblox, strong day. Electronic Arts going private for like $50 billion. So Roblox and Take-Two Interactive were up nicely today. Pretty darn good. So there's a few names sticking out, at least for me, as we go into tomorrow. Gold. Excuse me, but holy moly. As we told you, if that gold breaks out of that 18-week tight trading range, that breakout was just under 318. That's 4 weeks ago. It's 352 today. And of course, the miners are even much stronger as they broke out first. And as we've told you, if the miners are stronger than the metal, that's usually bullish. And dang, this move has been bullish as all heck. And I must tell you, no respite. Notice the big word. Just another new high in gold. Just another new high in silver. Yields. Good news came down today. Good news. Oil prices down $2.50 today. Good to see. We want to see that. And yields had ticked up recently. And you may want to put this number down on a piece of paper. 4.2. That's the 10-year yield. A move above 4.2 on the 10-year yield, you'll hear from me. Staying below good, getting above, potentially not so good. Potentially. Didn't say it was bad. Potentially not so good. But overall, we'll call it a good day for beta. That said, are you ready? We'll do it again. We had said to you recently we thought travel-related looked like it was getting a little toppy. Well, the cruise lines look like they've topped. Go look at Carnival and what it did off of earnings today. Not 100% sure, but they're weakening. Same for the hotels. Just letting you know. A lot of retail, bearish. Definable downtrends in many retail names. And don't get me started on the crash of Lululemon. Medical research and products, a lot of them bearish trend. If you look at the XLV, that's healthcare, very weak. In the Dow, McDonald's, which is a restaurant, the restaurant stocks are bearish. In the Dow, Honeywell. In the Dow, Boeing look like it's topped. In the Dow, Procter & Gamble. In the Dow, Amgen, big biotech week. Those are all in the Dow. And just letting you know, they're not bullish. In the Dow, Merck, big bear, which takes me to most drug stocks, bearish. Bristol Myers, bearish. Even Eli Lilly, highly touted because of the, those things. Bearish. We mentioned the hot IPOs already. When you have a chance, and this is just lesson time, go look at Target. all-time high of $269, $88.83, and right at a new yearly low. Sales down, earnings down 20% last quarter before 36. A lesson. Why? What have we been telling you avoid? Target. Now go take Target's chart and overlay it on Walmart. Walmart is filet mignon, Target is spam. Nothing against spam. Alcohol stocks, bear market. Big bear market. And every report coming out, and you can read, is that there's less and less alcohol consumption across the board. While we're on the subject, food and beverage, bearish. Household products, go look at Procter & Gamble in the Dow. They're all bear markets. Bearish. Food, beverage, and now tobacco, which was holding up, that's getting hit too. Consumer staples. Did we mention restaurants? Restaurants bearish. And as a reminder, what a great leading stock the Kava Group was until last November when it hit a high on earnings at 172 and closed at 148 and is now $58. A reminder that the group is bearish. Most stocks in the group will be bearish also. Restaurants, truckers, pretty much bearish. Go look at Old Dominion Freight. I would say the rails, but there's a buyout going on with Union Pacific and Norfolk Southern. But other rails in bad shape. Don't you dare look at UPS. Big bear market. In the Dow, Salesforce.com. Big bear market. You catching my drift? We just want to let you know there are plenty of places to still avoid. These are areas we've been telling you to avoid. Insurance stocks, pretty much downtrends, bearish. If things change, we'll let you know. But we're just letting you know there are plenty of areas in bad shape. The good news, not the semiconductors, not the big banks, not the financials, not the artificial intelligence stuff, not Chinese names. Certainly not Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan. Certainly not the gold stocks. So whatever's working is working. We're just letting you know there are plenty of places to avoid. And we hope you're avoiding them. And when we tell you we think something may be topping, we keep covering it just in case. And if you look at Carnival today, gapped up, sold off, heavy volume, not Aunt Mary and Uncle Bob doing the selling. Royal Caribbean also below the 50-day. We'll see how it plays out. Not 100% sure, but evidence in today, they've got a little mallet over their head. So just a little word to the wise on those areas, and if things change, we'll let you know. Now, oil's a little bit different. I got a few oil stocks at new yearly highs. I got plenty near new yearly lows, so very mixed. And with oil prices coming down today, not great for them. Up next, concentration. You'll understand. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge. We want to make a point again and get in front of something. We want our audience to be ready. How do you get an audience ready? You get far in advance on top of the potential of something. That's how. We have gone back and studied bull markets, bear markets. We have studied moments in time where you had gargantuan concentration of the market. And we've discussed this with you many a time. So let me repeat a few things for you just so you know. And then we're going to add something. As of Friday, 9 stocks were 70.34% of the NASDAQ 100. Just 9. 91 were obviously less than 30. Even worse, 8 stocks were almost 37% of the S&P 500. 8, leaving 492 stocks to only be 63%. If you to equal weight those 500 stocks in the S&P 500, each would be 0.2%. There are only 94 stocks above 2%. There are 406 stocks below. And there's a couple of hundred, if not 250. Half of that. This is record concentration in the market. It makes my job a little bit easy for the big indices. As you know, we pretty much stayed out on the Trump tariff crash, and then on the turn, we, believe me, bit our tongue, but on the confirmation day right after, we bought the market. But you know what we have to do every day? Watch 10 stocks. If 10 stocks, those big names, go into a bear market, the indices will go into a bear market, at least the big indices. Well, we have to add something else. The weighting, W-E-I-G-H-T-I-N-G, of the market is now back to a record of technology and communications that it previously hit in 1999-2000. How do you get such a weighting? Massive institutional piling on each other, because that's what's working and getting out of all those areas that aren't. And not worrying about valuations where you have like a Palantir with a $400 billion market cap with $3 billion in sales. Which, by the way, can still go higher. And healthcare is now down at 9, when its medium was 17. Technology and communications is at 34%. Its average is way below that. So we know, here's the big one, if, it's an if the market reverts to the mean, there's going to be one hell of a drop in technology and communication stocks, and probably one heck of a rally in things like healthcare that are being ignored on a relative basis. Just keep this in your file manager. We think we're pretty darn good at calling trouble and tops. We have a sneaking suspicion this technology move may end in some sort of climactic move like 99 and early 2000. If it does, we will be thrilled and hope to be smart enough to sell into it while everybody else is in a lather. Put it in your file manager. Simple as that. Could be 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6 weeks. It wasn't today. It won't be tomorrow. And we own some of these things. And we'll keep you in touch. But we want to let you know again, under no uncertain terms, eventually this will go back to the norm. Always has, always will. And we'll be ready. We'll be ready. We've done some exhaustive studies on this. Don't be left holding the bag. Keep paying attention to us. We have a good feel. We're still strong here. We're not doing this to scare you. We're doing this to make sure you know how markets work. And we are ready. Every day we get closer. And if we start seeing a vertical move in the NASDAQ and NASDAQ 100, that'll be it. You'll have a great evening. Drive carefully. When you get home, do like we do. Quite simple. Make sure you hug your family. Make sure you hug your children. They will feel better. You will feel better. I promise they will be well. Always appreciate you being here. Good night, all. Bye-bye.